Hey everybody, and welcome back to Josh Lioce's video blog. This week we're talking about offers that are coming through with home sale contingencies now that the market has shifted and what sellers can do when facing these offers. Stay right here, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So the market has shifted. Buyers have more opportunities, and buyers who are waiting on the sidelines, maybe because of that home sale contingency issue, are now seeing opportunities for them to come back out in the marketplace. And there's a rise of offers being submitted with home sale contingencies. So today, I wanted to bring in our legal expert and our honored guest and sponsor, attorney Ariel Sakala, to talk about home sale contingencies and what it's all about. So Ariel, thank you for being here as always.
Always a pleasure, Josh.
So as I said, we're starting to see these offers come in, and I have agents who've been with me for 3, 4, 5 years who've never yet experienced negotiating out a home sale contingency offer for a client. So first I wanted to talk to you about, or have you talk to our viewers about, what is a home sale contingency?
Yeah, so it's pretty common that when a buyer comes to put an offer on a purchase, they can't buy that house until they sell the home that they're in. So these are a group of buyers who are not first-time home buyers, but need to sell their house first. So they will put specific language in the offer that will protect them in case their house doesn't sell. So the offer to purchase the seller's house is contingent on their ability to sell their current home.
So these are buyers who are in the position to get need financing, but because of the financing, or to get that financing, they have to remove that debt from what they currently have so that they can get approved to purchase the property.
That's exactly right. Yeah, they can only carry one mortgage at a time.
Okay, so now we're seeing these come in, and sellers are now having more of these in front of them, and maybe this is the only option they have is a home sale contingency. So one thing that I have utilized in the past, and I'd like to get your opinion on, or sellers who are watching this video, is how to deal with that home sale contingency if maybe they feel like there could be a potential other offer coming along, which who knows in this marketplace. But that factor that I've been dealing with is what's called a kick-out clause, or a 48-hour first right of refusal. Depends on where you are, probably across the country. Can you give us a little bit of a background on what this terminology is and what this addendum to the offer would look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a great way to position the seller because it gives the seller the opportunity to continue to market the property while they're under agreement with the buyer, while the buyer has a home sale contingency. So in the absence of that, the seller is just hoping and praying that the buyer's house gets sold so that their transaction can go through, and they may be subject to their timelines actually being moved because of the buyer having to sell their home. So with the kick-out clause, it gives the seller the right to continue to market the property while they're under agreement with the buyer. And should the seller get another offer, they go back to the buyer and say, hey, buyer, you have 48 hours to meet the terms of this new offer, drop your home sale contingency, and then we can carry on. Otherwise, if that's not agreeable to you or you don't respond within the 48 hours, we're going to go ahead and move on to the second offer.
Okay. So now, are there any specific aspects of the new offer that it has to meet? Or can the seller just say, hey, this one feels better, or it's a better, doesn't have a home sale contingency, or it could even be a lower price without that? Are there any specifics that the offer has to meet in the sense of criteria?
Yeah, so it's more favorable terms to the seller. So sometimes that could be price, that could be timing. That could be the fact that the new offer doesn't have a mortgage contingency, let's say. So it's really up to, now it throws the ball back in the buyer's court to say, hey, you need to meet the terms of this better offer, or you're going to basically lose out on this deal. So it really gives the seller, takes the control back for the seller so that the seller doesn't feel like they missed out on opportunities to get better buyers because they got locked in with this buyer who has a home sale contingency.
Okay, awesome. Last question. If a seller is facing this and is going to utilize this as a negotiation or a counter to the offer, do you suggest using a state mandated form, or do you suggest bringing in legal counsel at that point to ensure that it's really written up correctly and to protect that seller in this situation?
Yeah, the real estate boards in Massachusetts, where we are, have a great form that's very comprehensive, and I think it's actually a great tool for realtors to use. I know that your office utilizes the MAR form. I think that that's absolutely an acceptable route to go. But as with any legal contract, if the seller has any concerns or just wants a second eye on it, I don't think it ever hurts to loop the attorney in to make sure that they understand the language and they're comfortable with the language before everybody signs. Because once that offer is executed, the buyer can hold, both parties can hold each other to the terms of that agreement as a legally binding contract. So it's too late after it's signed to go back and say, ooh, my lawyer didn't really like the way that was written up. So if there's any sense of discomfort or just wanting that extra level of protection, I do advise them to have their legal counsel review it first.
Okay, awesome. Well, as always, I love bringing you on as the market continues to shift and things that we haven't dealt with in so long are starting to come back. You've been in the business for a long time. You've seen, ins and outs and highs and lows. And, it's funny as I sit here, and I'm sure there's probably attorneys in your firm who've been in maybe a short amount of time. Some of these things they haven't even dealt with yet. So as the market shifts, we're always going to look to you for advice and for guidance. So thank you, as always, for being here.
My pleasure. And you're absolutely right. It is a changing market. And we do hope that this shift, while it can make some people uncomfortable, we are really hoping, I think, industry-wide, that this will make the landscape a lot more fair. More fair, less one-sided, so less of the seller's market, and start to even things out so that both parties have tools that they can use, negotiating power, leverage, so that people are really, getting what they bargained for, and it's not so one-sided. So we're actually hoping that this might be a little bit of short-term pain for certain people, but that in the long term, it's going to be good for the whole industry and for both buyers and sellers.
Yes, 100% agree. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because I think that's a great statement. So as always, to our viewers, thank you for watching. If you have any questions on what a kickout clause is or a 48-hour first right of refusal, I highly suggest to reach out to Attorney Sakala at Crownley & Cummings. All her information is at the beginning and at the end of our video. She is our absolute go-to and one of the best people we work with. So certainly reach out to her for any questions on any of these issues that you see on our videos. Otherwise, we will be back with more information next time. And as always, thanks for watching Josh Lioce's video blog. Have a great day.